There's a ton of advice out there on how many rounds of ammo you should be stockpiling. But first, I think we all need to ask ourselves a few questions to customize that number. Before you go out and start buying ammo, I think it's important to ask yourself this. Why are you stockpiling ammo? What will your ammo primarily be used for? And what calibers should you be stockpiling? Also, how will you store it? And will they be defense rounds or target rounds? With those questions in mind, I am going to give you my advice on what I currently stockpile and the reasons behind it. I will also talk about storing, inventorying, and rotating your ammo. Now you got a ton of great info coming at you in this video, so grab your notepad and I'll try to keep it as short as possible. What's up, preppers? I'm the Community Prepper, and like always, thank you for watching my channel. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, but only if you've gotten some good, valuable information from it. And please consider subscribing to my channel if you like videos about prepping, firearms, product reviews, and all other topics prepping related. Before I get too crazy into this video, I do want to plug a previous video I did about properly stockpiling and storing ammunition for it to last a lifetime. It is a complete guide on how to purchase, stockpile, store, inventory, and rotate your stock if you are using your ammo. I will link it in the description below and at the end of this video. As of right now, filming this video, that video has over 80,000 views, and I think it will be super beneficial to many of you watching. Okay, so the first two questions you need to ask is the why and the what. Why are you stockpiling ammunition, and what will you be using that ammo for? Is it for complete SHTF, lots of days at the range, ammo shortages that we've all seen several times in the past, or is it the peace of mind in having a ton of ammo for whatever reason you see fit? For me, and probably like you, it's a combination of all of the above. I try to hit the range about 1 day a month with multiple calibers to stay sharp. I'll also take a pistol and rifle class a couple times a year to expand my knowledge and to push my abilities. Now, I've been building my ammo supplies for literally years now, and later I'll show you how I did it. It's also nice to buy ammo when it's on sale and using that ammo when going to the range. We all know that if you purchase ammunition at the range, it's usually about 20% more than if you were to pick it up at one of the big box sporting goods stores prior. Having purchased ammo in your stockpile makes it a little less hard on your wallet if you want to go shoot off a few hundred rounds at the range. Also, the peace of mind aspect is comforting to us preppers and gun owners. Prepping is simply preparing for the unknown. We live in a country where our Second Amendment rights are threatened every day by politicians. We also live in a very unstable time on a national and global scale. The peace of mind and the ability to defend ourselves is why most of us own firearms and prepare for that unknown future. However, I would venture to guess the main two reasons most of us who stockpile ammunition is for SHTF and ammunition shortages. Now, I'm old enough to have lived through several severe shortages in only about the last 10 years. At the time I'm filming this video, you can get just about everything you need in one trip to your local sporting goods store. But that all could change, like during COVID, in an instant. Many of you are watching are probably not brand new to firearms, and remember checking your local gun stores on their delivery days to scrounge a box or two of 9mm or 22 long rifle. The ammo was in super short supply and the prices were outrageous, like $30 for a box of 9mm outrageous. Now I quickly want to go over what I currently stockpile and a little bit of the reasoning behind it. Now I have just about every mainstream caliber of firearm out there. I even have a few of not so common calibers. However, a few years back I decided to focus on 5 primary calibers of ammunition. They are 22, 9mm, 5.56, 12 gauge, and 308. These 5 calibers cover all of the situations I could ever imagine needing a firearm for, and they are all very common calibers of ammunition. They're all readily available, and even in shortages, you could still find these with a little patience and knowing where to look. They will also be the most common of calibers lying around if all production were to stop today. Instead of the 308, You could stockpile 7.62, 300 blackout, 30-30, 30-06. That's up to you. Pick your higher power rifle and stick to stockpiling that round now while supplies are abundant. Also, if you have more uncommon pistol or rifle calibers, it's obviously best to stock up on them now as well. It's also worth mentioning that 9mm ammo is about half the price of .40 and .45 ammunition. It's even cheaper than .380. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying this, but 9mm is just as good as the others I just mentioned. Yell at me in the comments. I have thick skin. And believe me, running a YouTube channel, I get just about every insult out there. I don't care. What I put out there is only my opinion. You do you. So now that I'm a little bit more than halfway through this video, what is the right amount of ammunition to store? Now, I'm not going to say anything groundbreaking here, but I will say that it depends greatly on your situation and definitely your budget. Like all things in prepping, we start with a goal and expand that goal. Whether it be knowledge, food supplies, gear supplies, or weapons, we all start at square one, so don't get discouraged. When I started stockpiling ammunition, I wanted to make big strides very quickly to get to the numbers I was happy with. Like many of you, I wanted to get 1,000 rounds of ammo for each caliber of firearm I owned. The quickest way to do this was for me to purchase 22 and 9mm first. You can literally get 1,000 rounds of 22 for under $100. For under $100, you can hit a very reasonable goal. For 9mm, you can currently get 1,000 rounds for about $250. One trip to the store and $350 later, you have met two of your ammunition goals. Before we go any further, let's talk about defensive rounds versus target or full metal jacket rounds. In a perfect world, I'd have thousands of rounds of jacketed hollow point 9mm, 22 Magnum instead of 22 long rifle, and the heavier 62 grain green tips my 1-7 twist barrel loves on my AR-15. But in reality, I stockpile 9mm 115 grain full metal jackets, 22 long rifle, and 52 grain 5.56 ammo. I guess my thought process is this. In normal times, yes, I carry my 9mm on my belt with 124 grain hollow points for self-defense. In Mad Max times, I'm not going to be as particular about what I'm using for defensive rounds. Having the lighter and less optimal 223 rounds for defense is better than having nothing at all. Also, buying these target loads will not break the bank when you stockpile ammo. But if money is no object to you, then have at it. Go at it. Stockpile all the best of the best. For most of us, we will be buying 9mm full metal jacket, 22 long, and 223 or 5.56 at the cheapest price we can find. One side note, before you go out and purchase all of this ammo, run a few rounds through each of your firearms to see if it likes it. I have a Kel-Tec 22 pistol that will eat almost every round of 22 I feed it, with the exception of the brand Armscore. On the other hand, my Glock Model 45 has eaten every type of 9mm I put through it, and I currently stockpile the Blazer ammo by CCI into 115 grain. Now, because I shoot my 9mm more than any other caliber, I have also increased my stockpile to 4,000 rounds. I have several 9mm pistols and a beautiful CZ Scorpion that I built last year. They all take 9mm, and for that reason is why I upped my number of 9mm ammo that I stockpile. The final aspect I want to touch on is storing, inventorying, and rotating your ammo. With proper ammo storage, being away from heat and moisture, you can store ammo for years. Again, watch my video that I will post at the end about how I store and stockpile ammunition. But the best thing you can do right now at the beginning is to have an inventory of your ammunition. Every time you buy a box or use a box, mark it on your inventory sheet. I go over this in depth in that video, but start now or you'll be on the floor counting rounds for half of the day like I did several years back. So if you want to know a straight answer about how many rounds you need, I agree with what just about everyone else says. Start with 1,000 rounds for each caliber and grow those numbers to what you think is enough. Also, you may be in a situation where you are the gun guy in your mutual assistance group. You may be outfitting your neighborhood or homestead in firearms and ammunitions when all hell breaks loose. You might also need to train up people who might not be familiar with firearms. So in this case, sky is the limit on what you stockpile. But perhaps it might just be you and your family that you'll need to be supplying guns and ammo to. But like all things, it's better to have it and not need it. I would strive towards 1,000 rounds and build from there. Just don't go broke prepping for the apocalypse. Personally, I think there's no reason not to have several thousand rounds of .22 because it's so cheap. It's also fun as heck to plink on steel targets at the range for hours on end. Your fingers will get tired from shooting before you run out of ammo. And as stated earlier, I have much more than 1,000 rounds of 9mm. As for 12 gauge, I think 1,000 shells is sufficient. Now, I'm not going to go and disclose how much ammo I actually have, but remember, I started a while back and I've been an avid shooter for over 20 years. For those of you watching, you may have only 1 or 2 guns. Well, so did I at one time. Like everything in life, it takes time. Be patient and set a plan to hit your goals. Prepping takes sacrifices and money to be ready. Nothing happens overnight. Refuse to be a victim.